but that incident kind of changed the course of everything. I had actually had some business transactions that was happening that day where I was going, Western Union about 700 to my friend Red from New York. I mean, Chicago, and I wasn't able to do things. Another thing was that was my C day that happened on. Like we were trying, the homies were getting the spread ready so we could sit down and break bread and everything. So they kind of caught us off guard. Again, it was over a TV. It was the Southsiders didn't have a TV in the one unit, and there wasn't a Southsider in there prior to that, which is why they never had a TV. But when the guy got there, he had to produce a TV, and of course they wanted the blacks to give up a TV because we had the most TVs. So they politicked about this for weeks and days. You know what I mean? And finally, just one day, the guy said, "You know what? Let's just kick it off." You know what I mean? And he grabbed the lock in the sock and tried to hit Squirrel, Folk on the Hustler from Chicago. A lot of people was mad at Squirrel for what he did. Squirrel dipped, weaved, grabbed the lock and went to handling his business, which was just defending himself. And the next day, holy hell broke loose on the whole yard, but out there on the West Coast, if you put your hands on another race, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Facts.
So they were mad at dude for what? I mean, dude tried to hit him with a lock. He put in some work. He's like, yo,
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you why, and you're going to agree with me here. You know how dudes start crying and complaining when they got to do that whole time and they sit back there in that hole. And that's what it was, because people transferring, a lot of people jack they little bid off, you know what I mean? So that's all it was just that right there. I never had a problem with the brother because, I've been in them situations where somebody tried to, hit me with the lock too. So, I mean, you're going to do what you do when you're in them situations.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in situations where dudes done things. I mean, I agree with what he did, but I've been in situations where, you do something, we end up in the hole. I'm not going to say nothing to you in front of other people, but when we get to the home, like, yo, man, that was some really dumb shit. You got us jammed up, homie, over nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. You're going to pull them up. Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about what happened to you. So you're in there. The next day it pops off. Tell the people what happened.
What happened was the next day around lunchtime, the Southsiders had got out on the rec yard first. All of them. I'm talking about uncles, grandpas, like all of them was out there. And they were posted up on defense. And that was a very smart play for them. Shout out to them for, being strategic. We learn from each other and things like that, though. But they were already out there waiting on us. They let a certain amount of blacks come into the rec yard before they screamed, "Puto Trece!" And they started charging us, and it got real. So that created a stampede because the only other way to go was back out of the way that we were coming in, which were through the metal detectors and all of that. So, I mean, I wasn't one of them people trying to make it out of there. I was standing my ground, handling my business out there. And I ended up on the ground. My thumb was broke. I got pins that was in my thumb. So that was one of the injuries I sustained. They tried to grab my legs and pull me back because I was scooting trying to get out of there. I'm seeing it was like something you see, like in a horror film. I seen the guy bleeding out of his head. He's screaming at me. I'm trying to see what's going on and everything. He telling me to get up, and I'm like, I can't. You know what I mean? Because I can't breathe. I couldn't breathe. You know what I mean? My lungs had collapsed. Come to find out, and the guy ran in and eventually grabbed me and helped usher me out of there. Who this guy was, I don't know. You know what I mean? That was like in the moment when that happened, and I thank that guy because he possibly helped save my life. You know what I mean?
So they stabbed you, what, 13 times?
13 times, yep. They stabbed me once in my face. They stabbed me like 3 times in my